Good Monday morning, YouTube. How are you guys doing? I hope y'all had a great weekend, or at least a productive weekend. I know I did. Hey, little Blake, how you doing? How you doing? A click and a view. Cheryl Burnett, how you doing? Thank you guys so much for joining me on this Monday morning. Hey, everybody in the clouds. I hope you are having a comfortable seat up there. But would you guys please mind leaning over and hitting that like button? Thank you, Love Blade. Because, girl, we got some recaps, right? It's Monday morning, child. It's Monday morning, child. If you know, a thing I noticed is that, honey, if you take you a couple of days off of YouTube, half your people don't get the notifications. Ain't this something? Hey, True Black Cheetah, True Black Cheetah, did you get your notification, girl? I was just wondering. They be tripping on YouTube sometime, but thank you guys for joining me. Like I said, please hit the like button and please share if you could, right? Child, we got some things. I got to do my commentary today, right? I got to do my commentary, right? So, it was a very interesting weekend. As it pertains to YouTube, I did not go live, but I ended up clicking on Kimmy's link yesterday. And since we know I don't go in order as it pertains to the title of my video, I'm gonna try to remember everything because I ain't got nobody typing in my title. Y'all know how I do about that title chat. I forget what I was gonna talk about, now I go on a tangent, right? So anyway, let's talk about lying bone carriers first, right? So I do know I think this is the last thing I have on my title, right? And so what I mean by lying bone carriers is that yesterday I'm listening, Kimmy don't hardly go live. When she does, I try to catch it, right? So honey, I'm in my kitchen yesterday preparing my dinner and whatnot. And Kimmy goes live, right? And so I said, well, let me click on her, see what Kimmy talking about, because, she very rarely goes live, and she's one of those content creators where I can listen to Thank You Love Back to the whole video. You know what I mean? Especially if I catch it live. She don't have the red ball on. Kimmy is very entertaining. She be cracking me up, right? I'm sure a lot of us feel the way. Y'all please hit the like button, right? And so she's on there, she's talking, and she's doing her rundown, about things. I was getting a good look, Kiki. Tell her she ain't got the dancing dog glove on. She got that dang on remote control pointing at you, right? I was like, ooh, child, right? And so, so like I said, she's doing a rundown, and then she gets to me, and she starts talking about the fact that me and Room Shaker had an interaction because of a question that I had for her on one of my videos last week, right? Now I don't think Kimmy heard the video, but I do think somebody brought her a bone, and the bone was either a lie. Well, it was absolutely a lie. But my thing is, but was you carrying that bone incorrectly to get some stuff started, right? So Kimmy is talking about talking about, what I said. And she was under the assumption that I didn't understand or I didn't like why Room Shaker, would get on a panel and drag Lemon or whatever. Because, she was like, we drag Lemon, over here, right? And I was like, no, you know what I mean? You got it wrong. You misunderstood, right? But so I hit the link. Thank God she had the link posted. So I hit the link and I proceeded to tell her what actually happened, and I don't care about let her know that I'm not one of these old women around here that supports that fruit roll up. That fruit roll up told me he was a content, and it is what it is, okay? And I don't appreciate that that fruit roll up is a he-man black woman hater, whether people want to admit it or not. And I don't mind talking about him, right? I don't mind dragging him, right? So I was telling her about that. And so whoever carried that bone to you, Kimmy girl, they told you a lie, But like I said, I jumped up on the thing and I explained to her what was going on. I don't care who dragged Lemon, whether it be her, a room shaker, me, whoever, chicken doodoo. I don't care who dragged him. He deserved it, right? And so anyway, and plus he said he was the content. So that happened. So that's the part about the what I mean about the lying bone curious. Like I said, clearly she didn't listen to the video because had she listened to the video, let me know if y'all can hear me, okay, right? Because clearly had she listened to the video, she would have known that no, I was dragging him. I just didn't understand. If you don't like this person so much, that you don't like the fact that they disrespect you, which was a question that I had for Room Shaker. Why do you continue to jump on panels, jump on links where limit is? That was a quick. Thank you, True Blake. That was the question that I had. Right? Hey, Suede, sweetie, something. Thank you. Right? And so that was the question. So we cleared that up. I let her know, what happened with that. I enjoyed Kimmy's show. Like I said, she very rarely comes on. But when she come on, I try to listen to her. But that show brought her a raggedy bone, child, a raggy old piece of tea. Because I was like, "Ooh, Lord, no, honey, you got me twisted when it comes to limit. I don't care who drag him. That is not my problem, right?" But he said he's the content, but he is not my only content. And she mentioned the fact that some people, when it comes to some people's channels like YTC, that is pretty much one of his second channels in my opinion. And I agree with that because they got something to say concerning him every single day. I am not that person. I'm really not even talking about him now. I'm talking about the interaction, that I had with Kimmy, about asking Room Shaker a question, right? So anyway, I get down off the thing. I continue listening. Um, and Kimmy goes on with her conversations. Eventually, Room Shaker hits the link, right? And she's pretty much talking about, what went on, which we're going to talk about here in a minute, because I think the other thing on my thing said ghosted in Chicago, right? But this goes into ghosted in Chicago. So, she hit the Room Shaker. Might as well go and talk about it. This is my part where it said ghosted in Chicago, right? So we know that over this past weekend, um, uh, Room Shaker was supposed to meet up with y'all please hit the like button. Please share the video if you could, right? She was supposed to meet up with Ghetto Intellect, that guy, right? So evidently, now I really don't ever pay attention to him, but I paid attention this weekend and wasn't a lot going on, right? So let me tell you why I paid attention, right? So this guy's forming a pattern, evidently, from what I understand, right? So he's asking women to do, I guess, to meet up with him, do a meet and greet. It's not supposed to be I like you or I'm feeling you, that type of meet and greet. How you doing, Moon Shaker? But people were saying that he said he's got a girlfriend and he don't mind meeting up with women because these types of women, because they ain't quote unquote baddies, right? So now here's the thing, it's offensive, right? But here's the thing, he said he's making content, right? So here's the thing. You are trying to make fodder or make fun out of black women that you don't feel are attractive, that are not attractive to you in your opinion, right? So, but you want to make you want to meet up with them, and turn it into a whole joke. Number one, I heard this guy was 54 years old, right? Number one. Number two, he is a he-man black woman hater. Number three, it is absolutely disgusting and very high school of him to play this kind of game, right? So they're on there talking about it. So what made me pay attention to it was that YouTube cameras was on all day, right? So I'm trying to wash my walls Saturday, right? Y'all know I done told you if I've been around a while, y'all know I'm OCD about my walls. Okay. The young ones, I had to go pick them up from daycare on Friday and they were over here. And my God, today I do not suggest ever having a not even a piece of chocolate cake showing in your home when you have 3 and 4 year olds present. Okay. Woo child. Hey love chaos, how you doing? Right. So Saturday I'm washing my walls. I'm OCD about my walls. I think these kids touch my walls, like on purpose, not meaning no harm, but it's just gonna happen, right? They're kids, right? So anyway, So as I'm doing it, I'm getting off YouTube. I'm getting back on YouTube. I got to pay attention to the kids. I can't have the thing in my ear really loud, right? But the person that was on, I kind of let it play, right? Because I'm trying to watch the kids, right? So, what YouTube cameras was on for 7 to 8 hours, right? And this whole time, she's reporting on I seen ghetto intellect. He was like, he was at one point, he was driving or something like that, then he went to his hotel or home, whatever it was, and he got dressed. He had this funny looking outfit on, saying he's going to get room shaker, right, going to meet up with room shaker. And then she's saying what she got on. He came on camera, after he had took a shower and got dressed. She came on camera and showed us her outfit. She said she was wearing a black see-through dress. She showed that dress, all of this and all that, and they're supposed to be meeting up, right? So thank you, Love Chaos. Y'all please hit the like button. Please share the video. So I'm looking at all that, right? Now the undertone, okay, so they're supposed to be preparing to meet up. At one point in time, they weren't understanding why he wasn't on the link, right? I guess he had to lock off of YouTube for a while. Now he did say he was going to meet, I believe, his daughter or and his grandkids or something like that, right? So I'm thinking this whole time, what is really going on here? Because it took him forever. He was doing a lot of talking. I'm gonna meet you at this time, and that time and the other. Meet me here and there. And Room Shake was like, no, I don't want him to take. What is people's up? Just let me bring to the side right here. What is people's obsession with a 5-star restaurant? This lets me know that a lot of black folks really don't get out like that. You know what I mean? Hey, Miss B, because they are obsessed with take it to a 5-star restaurant. Number one, that ain't nothing special. Number two, if you don't take them to the right 5-star restaurant, the food is gonna taste like crap, and you're gonna pay a couple of $100s for food that tastes like air or something, right? And so I'm thinking, are they okay? But anyway, but okay, girl, it is what it is. I'm talking about in general, right? People's obsession with some kind of 5-star restaurant. I'm like, what? Clearly, they haven't been. Okay, girl. But anyway, uh, so that's going on. They're trying to figure out what's going on. So at the end of the day, Room Shaker and Ghetto Intellect didn't meet up, right? So that was pretty much the commentary for the weekend, right? So, but before I get to that part, tell you what I think about that part. I didn't understand why YTC was so upset, right? The only time I go to one of those places is when there's an event, right? I do a lot of charity work, I do a lot of volunteering, and when there's an event, and it is what it is, right? So, but other than that, child, I ain't impressed either, sweetie, child, look, child, but but I wish my husband would take me somewhere like that out of the blue, and I gotta wear some heels. And girl, I got a cold switch. I ain't got time for all that. But anyway, but I take one for the team when I have to, right? Just let me say that I take one for the team when I have to, right? I do anything for the kids, right? And so anyway, I didn't understand why YTC YouTube cameras was so upset. They seemed to be more upset about the meet and greet even before the guy didn't show up. She was very she was very opinionated. She seemed to be very irritated and agitated about the alleged meet up. I didn't understand. It seemed like she was feeling some kind of way. And I did hear them say that I believe she said Room Shaker did a members only live. And she was telling Room Shaker not to do it, or or whatever. And I'm thinking, girl, are you feeling left out? And then I think I heard somebody say on some live that, maybe even him, that she liked him, or it was a whole. And then she was getting mad about that, honey. She was jumping. She was real aggressive, right? And I couldn't figure out why she was so aggressive about something that didn't have nothing to do with her. I'm thinking, girl, are you okay? Hey, Betty Boop says hello, Miss All members chat. A lot of these black men that are married to non-black women love to disrespect black women, try to set up black women to look desperate. But yeah, we get to that, Betty Boo. You're absolutely right. You know what I mean? You are absolutely right. And what was I saying? I lost my spot. Yeah, I don't understand why YouTube cameras were so. It's like she took over the show or something. Like she was real aggressive. Like it really didn't have nothing to do with her. And so I didn't understand why she was inserting herself like that. I mean, it's like, girl, you wanted to go on the date or whatever. You the one, you felt some kind of way about the meet and greet, whatever, right? But she's not the only one, evidently, that felt some kind of way about the meet and greet. Would you guys take a moment and hit the like button and share the video if you could? Thank you. So also, he's got a track record now, right? So this weekend it was supposed to be Room Shaker, right? But then they started talking about what is that girl's name over there in New York? Uppity, right? So evidently he had wanted to meet Uppity, from what I understand, and I believe they were saying that Uppity said no. I think that's how it went. For y'all, correct me if I'm wrong, right? But she was feeling some kind of way, and I don't know why. If he asked to meet you and you said no, like, do you feel some kind of sense of ownership? You feel some kind of I mean, because he supposed to had asked you first, and it's making you feel some kind of way because he done asked other people, and they said you wouldn't meet nobody like it, and you date I guess foreign men or whatever. But if that's the truth, why are you feeling some kind of way, right? Y'all don't know this man. This man tell y'all he got a girlfriend, and he clearly doesn't. He's clearly is a he-man black woman hater, right? Why would you entertain it in the first place, right? So you got Uppity feeling some kind of way, right? Then they bring in then there was a Sheffy, right? Chat rip Sheffy, right? Now Sheffy actually I believe did go pick him up, or either they met somewhere or something. I know that people were talking about they were in her car. It's summertime, her air conditioning had went out, and he didn't take her to do. I think he took her to play a game or something like that. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, right? But after that, but this weekend he was saying that she was clingy, calling him and said something about, is he okay? Because he didn't call me back. I don't know when it was that she called him. I don't know how many times she called him. But the moral of the story is he's got a pattern here, right? And so first it was Uppity. Now, I mean, clearly, like, okay, if you're going to meet Uppity and you calling it content, you want to meet her in order to make fun of her, right? This is not high school, like I said, right? You are playing kid games and you are 50 something years old. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. See, men like this, they die alone, okay? And they say he's always bragging about how much money he got, or this, that, and the other. And if you want to meet a baddie, why don't you put yourself in the presence of baddies? Number one, because you got all this money, you your old ass, you can get a baddie if you got some coin, okay? They don't care what you look like. They don't care if you got false teeth or not. Because the only thing they want is that money, right? So he said he want to put so clearly you are wanting to meet these women that you think that yourself and other people find undesirable, right? So you want to meet them up to make fun of him, right? So he be acting like he's saying good stuff about Sheffy, and then he'll turn around and say something really mean or embarrassing about it, right? Like making a joke about it, right? Now I don't know why these women is falling for this, because why are you entertaining this in the first place? Do you see what I'm saying? I heard Room Shaker saying, I don't care, I'm gonna get paid for it. If you want to troll, we gonna troll, right? And and all of this and all that. But my thing is, I think some people, and then I also heard some people, they felt like she should have kept her dignity and not even entertained the situation or something like that. So you gotta realize when it comes to any type of situation and you're on the internet, right? People are going to, internalize information and, feel a way about it based upon their feelings and emotions, right? Now we know that a lot of people on here don't have any type of comprehension skills. You know what I mean? We've seen that over and over again. We have seen people, we know mental illness runs rampant around here, right? So when you hear these type of conversations, you have to realize that a lot of people commenting on this are simply commenting on how they would feel in the situation, right? And so clearly, Room Shaker, she didn't feel well about it. She said she wasn't taking it seriously, and all this and all that, which is absolutely her right, And if she's, basically, if he gonna troll me, I'ma troll him, right? Now, hey, Samba Queen, how you doing? So, they're gonna troll each other, I guess, right? And so, but unlike Sheffy, this she was ghosted, right? I just put ghosted up there because the meet and greet, hey, one reason the meet and greet never happened, right? So, but she got dressed while he was getting dressed. She showed us her outfit, all of this and all that. I don't know. And then it was some talk about she was supposed to meet him at a dispensary or not. Hey, CC, and I don't know if she did or not. But it's just the fact that he never showed up, right? He never showed up. He got off there, and I got to thinking when he didn't show up, and they were wondering where he was. I was like, "Well, did his girlfriend come with him?" Because I heard something about they were in the car, and I don't know if it was this point in time, but he was trying to change the subject because his girlfriend was in the car, while he was online. Number one, I don't understand why you are online hitting a link in a car and your girlfriend in the car and you doing all this F-ish, right? And so I just don't understand this why you acting like you are a 54-year-old man. That is so, and he's calling himself boy and all this and all that. See, that's the problem with some men. They die boys and they don't die men, right? It's really, really very ignorant, right? But to try to make fodder out of black women that you don't find attractive is very high school. Okay, it's absolutely out of order, right? This is just my opinion, but if they like it, I love it. Okay, if they want to troll with him, okay, do you? But it's absolutely out of order. I don't entertain. I don't entertain these Negroes around here, and y'all know I don't, right? Because I entertained them when I first came on YouTube. I entertained the Manosphere, and I had to mollywop all of them. Okay, I just can't suffer these kind of ignorant he-man black woman haters anymore. They get on my nerves, right? That's why I didn't understand why Kimmy's been around her for years, and why would you ever think listen to somebody carrying a bone, making it seem like I am in defense of them in any kind of way. Like he is the number one he man black woman hater. Number one, because he want to be a black woman, okay? And number two, when his mama go to work, he playing her clothes, playing dress up and stuff, okay? Because he want to be a baddie. He want to be that baddie that he talking about. So no, that's not me, right? So anyway, Betty Boop said to me, Sheffy was calling him because he's not from Chicago, and wanted to see if he made back. I guess if he made it back to his destination. When you're not familiar with an area, a wrong turn can cost you your life. Child, you know what? I heard that about Chicago, right? And that's not only in Chicago, and that's being a friend right there, right? So you want to make fun of this lady and call her clingy because she trying to make sure that you all right? That is ungrateful. You is an ignorant Negro, okay? Betty Boop, I'm Chicago. It's not that bad here, just another big city, right? Well, fine. Let me tell you something. I'm from down south, CC, and we still have sundown towns in this state. Okay, and if you if you make the wrong exit on the interstate, you can find yourself in a whole heap of trouble if you are black in the South, especially if you are a man. Okay, so but I feel you, CC. I know what you mean about Chicago in general, but I'm just saying in general when you're driving, right? So anyway, how the girl clingy, we know it was just gonna be a whole big joke. Even in my opinion, Uppity knew he just wanted to meet up with her to make fun of her, and all of this and all that. And but it sounded like she feel like she got a sense of ownership over him, like, and it is very desperate, in my opinion, when you entertain these types of fools, right? It is I don't know, and maybe desperate is the wrong word, but I don't to even entertain it. To me, is I just don't understand why. You know what I mean? And so that is a place where I'm coming from. Like you can't ask me if you're a He-Man black woman hater. Hey Libby, I'm gonna be down here in Tennessee. You wanna meet up? You know what I mean? Well, number one, I'm married because you want to meet me and my husband, and number two, if I wasn't married and you find me, you don't find me as a baddie, well, why I don't even want to meet and greet with you because of your record, right? Because I know, and I don't want to meet and greet with a man or a woman. Just let me say on the internet, okay? That's not my thing. There's nothing wrong with it. If you do, it's just not my thing, okay? Like, take for instance, I think that Five Babe, she's going to have her 45 days with the babe. I'm sure they're going to have a good time. Room Shaker, have you thought about, did you sign up to go to 45 days with the babe? I mean, she in Chicago. They're going to be in Chicago. I think you would have fun with them because it seemed like Five Babe is a good time. And I ain't going to lie. You know what I mean? But she's going to do that. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong. If you want to do that, I just would never do it. Me. Nobody, man or woman. Let's see, not saying it's any worse than where I'm from, NYC. We have places I wouldn't go to. Our states, yeah, our states have those areas. It's not safe, right? You have sundown tools in NYC, really, Betty Boo. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. Well, there are some downtowns, all over this United States of America. So I feel you, girl. Yeah, I was listening to a story the other day about an all-white town. And the town, I guess, financially they're in trouble, and now they want black people to come and move into the town. I guess to bring new revenue or some kind of nonsense. I'm saying, child, I wish I would. I wouldn't even entertain nothing like that. You know what I mean? Some stuff you just don't entertain. You don't have to put yourself in harm's way, and that's another thing. You can't be a weirdo, because if you meet me online and you don't, y'all please hit the like button if you please take a moment to hit the like button to get the video out there. I really appreciate it. My thing about meeting strangers, especially offline, is because you don't know these people for real. Now they may be the nicest people in the world, but what if you meet that one person that's a psycho, right? A serial killer or what. You never know. All you know is a person's persona, online. You know what I mean? And they could be the nicest, non-confrontational people in the world that are online, but they can be totally different, when you meet them in person, right? So I just believe in, if you don't start nothing, it won't be nothing, right? But like I said, the guy said it was for content. He's not a content creator, but you want to make content out of making fun of these women that you so called want to have a meet and greet with. That is so childish. I don't see why any woman. Now he got a 3-woman track record. I hope they don't have to go through this again. Now, but I'm telling you, when it comes to YTC, I'm feeling like the way that she was acting, she didn't understand why she wasn't invited to the meet and greet. Okay, that's the way it sounded. I don't know what was going on with her, but child, she was real rah about it. I mean, she was real batty around. Room Shaker was, really chill about it. She said she got paid for it, and all of this and all of that. But like I said, and some people, felt like I think that some women felt like she was ghosted. And oh yeah, we're talking about you, Jay Wilson. Oh, Olivia, I'm so hurt. LOL. Did you see how they turn out? Why? We get ready. We ain't even got to it yet, Jay Wilson, but we get ready to. But as far as that ghetto intellect, honey, you are childish. You are 54 years old, they say. You are too old to be acting like that. You are one of them old men that find themselves alone in their old age with nobody to take care of them because you are silly, okay? And you will forever be a boy instead of a man. I don't understand. You play silly games. See, I don't have and another reason why I don't mind let me tell you something. I told y'all this before. I got a whole lesson when I started having these types of conversations on the internet, right? It started over there on the Devil Book, aka Facebook, right? And that's how I found out about what was going on over here on YouTube. I told y'all through Facebook, right? I had no idea, right? Now maybe I was in I mean I realized I'm in the country, and then it was a couple of weeks ago, that one of those guys from I think it was what's the sector, the Bow 3 sector, tried to come at me unprovoked and said he was gonna battle, he want to battle with me cause of my subscriber count and blah 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 and blah blah blah. And they were saying the man dragged me, and I don't know this man from Adam, right? But what I know is that you are not a man, right? But I'm used to that kind of character. But I've never was used to that kind of so-called, I'm gonna call it a male, until I came on the internet, right? I had no idea, right? Because I was not raised, dating a street nigga, as they call it. That is not my testimony. So no, I don't know how you. I don't know, and I am not used to um men that are not used to protecting and providing, right? That is not my testimony, right? And that are so hateful towards their own women, right? And then you wonder why. But I tell you one question that I always had is, what is the problem with our community? The problem with our community because there is no leadership, right? And they get mad at black women because they are black men, because black women are doing what they have to do, not necessarily what they want to do, but they're doing what they have to do to survive, right? Because they don't have a choice, okay? Because they have no protection, okay? And a lot of men these days seem to be worried about, providing and protecting and being in a relationship with each other, right? Hey, Tisa, as opposed to providing and protecting and building a home in a life, in a traditional a family setting or something like that, right? Honey, they'd rather do that with each other. Okay, if I can get just the cleanest way I can put it, right? So women have to do what they have to do. Okay, whether they have children or not. These are the circumstances. And I am so glad, I have said this before, that I am not a young woman in this day and age. Because, girl, I would rather be a spinster. Do you hear me? Because, like I said, if you don't start nothing, it won't be nothing. And I would need an FBI search on somebody to see if I want to go out with them or not. Okay? Because some stuff I just do not understand. Not right, child? Men shall become lovers of themselves. Said you got that right, Tisa. And we got that going on right now, child. It's unfortunate. Okay. But child, I wish I would. I wish I would entertain something like that. You got me messed up. That's not my thing. I remember, was it about a month ago, or maybe a little bit more months? Nene Leaks was doing an interview with what is her name? T.S. Madison, right? Yeah, it was T.S. Madison. I don't know if y'all seen it or not. She was doing an interview with I don't veer off the course a little bit, but she was doing an interview with T.S. Madison, right? Tisa. And y'all please hit the please share the video if you could. She was doing an interview with T.S. Madison, and basically Nene Leakes was saying that she don't want to be with a man that's being with another man, or a bisexual man, or whatever. That's not her thing, right? She was what she was saying was, I don't want it, I don't want it, right? And so she went viral because of that conversation, and a lot of people were upset with her for saying that she don't want to be with a man, that's being with another man. She says she don't want it, right? People like Nene Leakes and me and a whole lot of women of a certain age, we are not used to that sort of thing, and we don't want to engage in that type of relationship. You know what I mean? And then you got a lot, and to this day, you still have a lot of DL men, and and women are knowingly or unknowingly dealing with that type of situation. That is a dangerous type of situation, right? It is dangerous for your health, period, right? But I see a lot of young women, via the internet these days. They don't mind. I'm like, I don't understand how to do that. Not value themselves. I don't know what the deal is with that. I hate to each his own, but okay, girl. Okay. Anyway, so I veered off the path a little bit. Sorry about that, y'all. I just that's not my thing. I no, Y'all please hit the like button, please share the video. And so as far as As far as Room Shaker being ghosted by ghetto intellect, I guess they were trolling each other. Is what they're saying, I think. You know what I mean? But why even go to the limits of getting dressed and doing all this and all that? Let's meet here. We gonna get some drinks. Where we gonna eat? Where we gonna go? Why go through all of that, right, on somebody's panel just to not have anything at all? If that's what you call trolling, then okay, girl. Okay, I don't want to be with a man who's been with other men. Yeah, see, I don't understand that type of mentality. I just it's a no for me. Okay, it's a no for me. Now to each his own, but that's a no for me. That's a deal breaker. Okay, I'm just saying. But sure, I would never. But then even entertain something like in the ghetto. You are a he-man black woman hater. Like I said, once again, I'm gonna move on. You are too old to be acting like you in high school. You are a boy. You call yourself a boy, and you 51 years old, which means you have never, ever, ever turned into a man. You are still a boy. You will die a boy and not a man. Okay. I don't know. And I ever clearly you don't have no friends. Who you going golfing with yourself? How do you have so much time, even if you are not at work, to be on the internet gossiping with a lot of females? Make it make sense. Okay? And be careful. Be careful what you wish for. Because one day you're gonna meet up with the right person on the wrong person on the right day. Okay? And as far as you women, don't let nobody make no fool out of you. Don't let nobody turn you into fodder. Don't let nobody turn you into a joke. I don't call it. I don't care if it's in the name of trolling or not. This guy has a track record. Okay, and then how dare you say that your girlfriend don't mind me meeting up with you because you not a baddie. And then what kind of woman is that? And then the girl, the so-called girlfriend, probably don't even know what's going on. That's why you changed the subject when you was online. And what kind of girlfriend is it that don't mind her man being on freaking internet gossiping with mostly other women in their presence? That is weird. Okay, I do all my content creating when my husband is not here because he don't want to hear it. Okay, this is my thing. All right. Child, I don't even play with these men on here. Yeah, I don't even understand that, Tisa. I would be afraid. You don't know these people for real. You got a whole lot of predators online. You know? And so, yeah, I don't understand that. I don't trust them. I don't know them. I don't trust them. I don't want to meet up with them. You know what I mean? When I click up, when I see them online and I listen out, that's as far as I want to go, men and women. I don't know you like it. Okay. Child, people getting all uppy and about to have heart attacks and be all out of breath and acting out beyond taking it, want to take it beyond the internet and all. It's really weird to me. Okay, but that's just me, and to each his own. Okay. Hey, Diana, calling strangers your husband, wives. I know, right? That's another thing. And how many? I heard people. Who was it? It was somebody talking about how many husbands Pizarro done had online, and she's supposed to have a husband offline, right? Now, me as a married woman, I would never play like that. Okay, I don't know. I don't know how these people. If you are actually married, Pizarro, do you feel like that is honoring your husband by saying that you got an online husband? Resto, when you going live, and he man black woman hater. He don't even live in the country, right? When you going live, and that's my husband. She don't have Kiki. She lied for a long time. When Kiki came out, she got into it. She used to get into it with Kiki real bad. But then she lied forever and finally told the truth about when she first met Kiki. She would say, Kiki is my husband. He was one of her online husbands. He'll tell you. And then she lies forever. And I know she tried to say she didn't say that. Girl, yes, you did. And I heard it one day. And I was telling, because I remember her saying that Kiki used to be her husband, her online husband, talking about Ken Nola, right? And she finally admitted to it. here a little while back that yeah, I mean, well, duh, you was calling him your online husband. I mean, she done had two or three of them, for what I know, or maybe four, or however many, right? But I would never disrespect my marriage, even online. Saying some calling another man my husband. And like Tisa said, you call them husband, wives, auntie, uncle. Right. I'm like, well, you don't know these people for real. Sister and brother. And I'm like, well, make it make sense. Child, do these people have no social skills? They don't have no family interactions. Like, what is really going on? YouTube is not a team sport. I don't know why people don't realize that, right? You can't even call me friend. I don't know you like that for real. Child. Mm-mm. I don't understand, but to each his own. If they like it, I love it. This is my commentary. This is the way I think, okay? But y'all know my questions. People get upset about my questions, child. My questions, right? So anyway, I found that whole thing interesting. I found it very childish. When it comes to I want to meet you because you're not a baddie. This is very high school. Now, please hit the like button. Please share the video if you could. It's very high school to me. You are too old to be acting like that. But keep on doing people like that. You're gonna get something that you don't want, okay? Do you realize, Ghetto, that you could be possibly getting thinking, okay, I'm gonna meet with this one because she not no baddie, and you thinking they're harmless, and you are online bragging about how much money you got and all of this and all that, honey. You could be getting set up to get robbed or something one day. You better watch, okay? You better watch, because you don't know, you thinking these people is harmless, and you gonna make a joke out of them, honey, and the joke can be on you, boo. Okay, because you don't know these people for real. So keep doing you. Maybe we'll get that type of content eventually. I just seen on what's this, a guy in Chicago or something like that. Wasn't he a influencer, and he got killed because his chain around his neck? He was in. They said he was in a some kind of what do you call it, a barber shop, and the guys that robbed him asked him was a chain real. He was walking to his car, and did they shot him for his chain or something like that? Child, you don't. They probably knew who he was from online. Child, you better watch. You better watch. You being braggadocious can get you took up out this dimension, okay, online. All right. And we have heard of several bad things happening on Facebook. People being taken out of this dimension because of what's going on online. Okay, what they done seen online. Okay. So yeah, I'm married, work. I'm married, work. Don't have a work husband. Right. My husband is my own. I know that's right. I know that's right, Betty Boo. Shay, I wish I would disrespect my marriage like that. I would- Child, it was doing a live stream in his car and got killed. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Tisa. Yeah, a chain, a material thing, girl. Church, how you doing? Churchville said he was sitting in the car, on live talking about the folks, and they pulled up. Ain't that something? People be recognizing you online, especially in your own city. Are you okay? You better watch. You better watch. Be careful. This online thing, honey, it ain't a game sometimes. These people are demented. Okay, you don't never know what you gonna get. I told y'all about that girl. Her story is still online. That really just woke me up to this online situation when I heard about that girl. What was her name? Oh, I can't even think of her name right now. I did a video about her. It happened years ago, about 2010 or 2012 or something. The girl was in school. What was her name? And she used to argue with this guy. He was a Muslim or something, but anyway, he was, anti-black woman or whatever. He went to the same college she went to. And he unalived her in college. He stabbed her to death in the classroom. Asia McGowan, thank you, Almighty Isis. Asia McGowan. If y'all ain't never heard the Asia McGowan story, y'all need to put in the name Asia McGowan on YouTube. Put it right in the YouTube search bar. There are, police reports and news reports and everything else concerning Asia Gowan. Pretty girl. She was in school. They was going to the same school, but they used to argue online. I don't even know if she realized he went to her school or not. I didn't ever get that part. Hey, Jill, how you doing? the unalived that girl in the classroom, stabbed her to death because of some online stuff. And that was way back in 2012. And things are a lot worse now. And then sometimes it ain't even the people that you argue with online, it's the people that be in the clouds, okay? A lot of times you got to worry about the ones that don't never drop down and say nothing, okay? Sometimes them the ones you got to worry about. And a perfect example of that, y'all know I've been following this Kohlberger case. That guy that killed them, unalived them college students. Was it Ohio? She didn't know they went to the same. Yeah, I didn't think she did. It's been so long. I covered this story. I got a video, uh, uh, somewhere in my video log about the Asian McGowan case. You know, that's why this doxing is dangerous. It's swatting and all of that. Tisa, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like I said, let's say you dox somebody, right? And y'all going back and forth. You don't put all this information, right? But it could be somebody in the cloud listening that ain't never dropped down that take that information and run with it, right? That's just like I don't know if they're still doing it, but do y'all remember? I made a report about this too. When you have these black men trying to go around and kidnap or whatever a lot of these female black influencers. And it was a video of them coming up to their place. One video that shook me to the core is a guy, he was coming around the side of the girl's house, and thank God she got in the house in time and called the police and locked the doors and stuff, and he didn't get a hold to her, but he about did it because he was on the porch, right? And it was a ring camera, right? So the police caught up with him, and they had said he had zip ties, and all of this stuff. And I'm thinking, oh my God, if he had got to that girl in time, child probably would have never seen her again. I was like, oh my God. And they were showing, ring cameras of these, strange black men, just like at their door and all of this and all of. Just the other day, I seen on the news where I don't even think this had nothing to do with the internet, but I don't know. These two black men that was dressed up like Xfinity workers trying to get in this woman's home. The woman had a ring camera. She said she didn't even have Xfinity. And they had Xfinity vest on and everything trying to get in her house, honey. I was like, oh my God. Honey, it is not safe. You have to be careful. So when it comes to meeting these people online, it's a no for me. That ain't cute. Going to your house, cause we got in an argument, even taking you, they go to court, they do all of this and all that that's not my thing. But okay, that's okay, whatever. Teach your song. But if they do it and they become content, I'm gonna talk about it. Yeah, I agree with Tisa. It's dangerous because, like Miss O says, sometimes it's people who watching that take the information and use it. Yeah, you're right, Church. You gotta be the people in the clouds, honey. They don't never drop down and listening to you. Take it down the information. Okay, child. Don't make no sense. Mm. But anyway, that's all I got on that. I just want y'all to be safe. And don't take your life for granted. Don't think that it's very dangerous, right? You don't know. You think you know these people online and they act goofy and like cornballs and stuff, but you don't know what type of a cornball is really a serial killer. Okay, you got to watch your back, child. I don't want to meet nobody offline, but that's just me. But it'd be good content, when they have a little meet and greet or whatever. We talk about it and stuff, but just be safe. That's all. Just be safe, especially if you are a woman. Be safe. Just be safe, be vigilant, you know. And so yeah, it ain't no, I don't know. You got people, you got some people online that they talk a good game, right? You got a lot of people can talk our stuff. I can talk my stuff, okay? I love my life. I'm not that pressed to meet strangers. Me either. Who have no intentions of meeting again. Y'all, me neither. Facts. A lot of CCs show themselves, while a lot of subs don't. That's true. Now that's true. Also, just because a person has a picture of their avatar doesn't mean it's them. That's true. That's true. That's right. If they have never been on camera, you right about that, Betty Boo. You right about that. Now my picture is on my main channel page. You can go look at it, especially seeing their behaviors on this app. Right, Jill Comfort, you right about that. Absolutely, it's a no for me. Right. Oh, what was I going to tell y'all? Um, Shoot, it went out of my mind that fast because I started reading. Let me move to the next subject. I ain't trying to hold y'all forever. So just be careful. Uh, but ghetto, it's just real. It's just not cool, dude. How you acting? If you hear this video, ain't that much content in the world. I know that's right, Jill Company. Ain't there much content in the world? Okay, I wish I would go on a vacation for 2 or 3 days with strangers, folks. I don't know. Nope. We ain't going on no cruise. We ain't having no 45 hours with the babe. We ain't having no DC gate. We ain't having no meet and greet in Texas. We ain't having no club chat gates or none of that. Okay, over here. All right. This a no for me. No Vegas gate, no none of them gates. Okay, child, it's a no for me. I'm just saying. But to each his own. If you like it, I love it. You bring it back to like they having 45 hours with the babe. I hope the babe will come on here and share some content. Cause it looked like Five Babe is a good time. And like I said, Room Shaker, are you going to Five Babe's event right there in Chicago with you? It looked like she like to seem. I know Five Babe like to turn up like you like to turn up. Did you register to go to that? You might have a good time with her. I'm sure you'd have a good time with her in QB, you know. And so, yeah. But anyway, let's talk about, honey, the town hall meeting, right? Let's talk about the town hall meeting about Jay Wilson, honey. It is called, I call it, it's a town hall meeting, right? I call it Surviving Pastor Jay Wilson. Pastor Jay, town hall meeting, right? So Sir King decides that he want to announce that he's having a town hall meeting yesterday on Kimmy's channel, right? And so I listened to it, I read about through it this morning, right? And so it started out, it was specifically supposed to be about people that had been victimized, felt like they had been victimized, in Sir King words, by Jay Wilson and his cyber harassing and all of this and all that, right? You going to you going to Treasure's meet and greet? Cool, cool. I bet that'll be a good time too. I forgot about that. I forgot about his meet and greet next year. Yeah, yeah. I bet it'll be a good time. Treasure seemed like he'll a good time too. You know what I mean? I came in at the end, but everything is not a town hall. Everything is not a chat. Right, Jesus. So, child, he supposed to be having this town hall, right? So it started out. He was talking about, how Jay Wilson played with the Lord, which is true, and how a lot of people are, attracted, to his channel and to him, not sexually, but because he calls himself a pastor, right? He do all this, Christian singing and all of this and all of that, right? And so a lot of people are attracted, to that personality, right? Because he'll tell you, he putting on his show, and when the show is over, he clicking off, and then he going on, he acting, and then he take off that actor's role and that actor's mask, when he is offline and going about his business, but when he online, he is acting. It is a role, right? That's what he say, right? So anyway, um, what's his name? Sir King felt like he has victimized a lot of people. And so the town hall was supposed to be these people coming up, and talking about how they had been victimized, allegedly, let me say allegedly, by Jay Wilson, right? So at first it was going good, right? You had people coming up like Tim Blaine was up there, Holly Fly was up there. Now here's where it went wrong, right? Here's where it jacked up. It turned into a whole hot mess because of one person, Jay Dunn. Jay Dunn came up there and she changed the whole trajectory of the town hall. Okay? She immediately started being aggressive, wanting to take over the show, you know, just going at people, just changed the whole trajectory. They couldn't even have a conversation without her inserting herself. Oh, I met him and Heidi for real at the show. I think I can be up here to talk. This a real, beyond a takeover / chaos demon spirit, right?
Now it could have been a good town hall. People saying that how they felt. I heard Heidi Five saying that because we know Heidi and Jay Wilson once used to be, I guess, had a at least a YouTube friendship and maybe even an offline. I left when JD started. I know that's right, rum raising, right? I immediately start scrolling. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Because I was like, oh my God, why would he let her up on that link? Don't you know she gonna side swipe your video and turn it to ash? Whatever you had planned is gonna be side swipe when you let that girl hit that link. I'm like, oh my, well, this is gonna be crap. Okay. I started over at JW, and he used to have some funny reads and gags. I'm not into the girl, me, the Castro, Tommy, Brian. And is it? I heard somewhere that he was paying Brian to be up on his panel. Is that true? Brian said he got paid or something by Jay Wilson. What is that about? I didn't dive too deep into it, but I heard it somewhere, bro. Enrico Sagas. So I just don't watch. I think now when it comes to cyber harassment and JW, when it comes to these gay men, like Rico, Brian, Honest Rowe, Tommy, and Castro, I think that he is living vicariously through these people. It's because they are younger than him, and it's because I think he has always been somewhat in the closet. I think he is. He even came online saying that he was bisexual. And it's true that Wiley drug him at the closet, right? So, and I think I don't know. And then he is, he been around about my age, so maybe he didn't feel like he could never be, like gay and proud or whatever, right? I don't know what it is, right? But he harasses these younger men, right? So maybe he's living vicariously through them. Maybe he's attracted to them. And I was looking at. Did y'all ever look at that show? What is the name of that show? It's real popular now. It's on HBO. It's about the hotel. Oh, what is the name of that show? I can't even think of the name of the show. But anyway, it's about this hotel, right? And let me read some of this. I watched a little bit. I found it strange. A person on the panel who charged with cyberbullying and put on probation for that made it made no sense. I'm thinking they should be good. We know that we seen what is his name Shaquem do that hit piece on Jay Dunn. Why would you let her on your panel and side swipe the whole purpose of the show? That was just really stupid to me, right? I don't care if she hit the link first or not. It should have been a no for you. Child, that John is a chaos demon in her intent to create, havoc and draw attention to herself, right? I'm not surprised that SK fell for it, since he's supposed to be so intelligent, right? That was no better than Lemon Panel. It sure wasn't. It ended up in a whole bunch of chaos and nonsense. I seen Quani up there, Tim Blaine, Heidi at one point in time, of course, Jay Dunn. Let's hit the link briefly. Cause what is his name? Because Sir King was talking about all the derogatory stuff he said about her and her child, and all of this and all of that. Which that man, who was that said, Jay Wilson, you going through menopause, you don't need to be acting like that. Somebody, I was like, you know what, that is the truth. His hormones are clearly out of whack because he done lost his ever loving mind. Okay, child, and one day he gonna be singing them gospel songs and mocking the heavenly Father, and a thunderbolt gonna come through that car. Okay, honey, the tongue is powerful. Okay, and he know he going straight to hell because of the way that he lives. So I guess he figured he getting all his riches on earth because it ain't gonna be no heaven for him. Okay, child. I don't usually say anything, but I really can't stand that disgusting. I can't even love chaos. My God. Are you talking about that? The lotus. What is the Your white lotus, right? Thank you, Almighty Isis. So the show is White Lotus. Thank you, girl. And so on this last season, I'm trying to give you an example, right? I know what I want to talk about when it comes to younger gay men and older gay men, right? So it was this guy. He was supposed to be a duke or something, living over there in Italy or something. Did you see that? Oh my God! And they was trying to get that rich white woman's money. And this was the third season, right? But they befriended her, and she had got she was still married to her husband. And I think it was the first season where she latched on to this guy. He latched on to her. Really, he loved bombed her, and they got married and all this and all that. But he really couldn't stand her. So they were supposed to be meeting up. And now please hit the like button. Share the video if you could, but just please hit the like button. I really, how many likes do I have? But anyway, they're supposed to be meeting up in Italy, right? Now, unbeknownst to her, he had this gay lover supposed to be in the past, right? So I guess they were still in contact with each other. But the gay lover, the other man, he was supposed to be the Duke or something around these ritzy friends, and they was putting on these parties and they was living in these mansions and all of this and all that. But they really didn't have no money. They wanted her money, right? So they befriended her and was hooking her up with drugs and tallywhacker and everything, right? So they gets her on this boat, and they tries to kill her, right? They try to kill her for her money. The husband had set that up, the whole time she was just a mark, right? She had been a mark this whole time. Come to find out, right? So they get her on that boat, and she ends up getting rid of, all the ones that's trying to get rid of her. And as she trying to get off the boat, honey, she has to jump down to the little boat to leave the yacht, and she fell in the water and drowned. So she died anyway, right? So she died anyway. Jennifer Coolidge, thank you. She dies anyway, and then the ex-husband, now he got all the money, right? So in this last season, a black woman that was working at the White Lotus, the one she used to go to, all of this and all that. She had an interaction with the lady. Lady supposed to been starting a business, then she changed her mind, got married to the man. She recognized the man, and she extorted him for, was it $10 million or something like that? But anyway, the reason why I was saying all that, is because on one part of the show, when the guy that's fenced to get rid of her, the gay guy, he's talking about he would give anything, for youth. He loved youth and beauty. You know what I mean? And that reminded me, and I was thinking about that listening to Jay Wilson. I think a lot of these men, they really are attracted to youth, right? Whether it's gay or heterosexual, right? You can get a heterosexual man 40, 50 years old. And they have these young girls that's in their 20s and teens and all of this and all of that. And what they're doing is they sucking your youth up out of you. Okay? They want you because your youth, your energy. They want to suck that up out of you. Your beauty. That is what they're attracted to. The energy of your youth. Not even necessarily your energy. Your youth is what's beautiful to them. Your youth is what is attractive, to them, right? And they older and they say they got money, they want to take care of you, they don't mind buying you shiny objects and all this and all that. But the whole time they trying to suck that energy, that youthful energy right up out of you, okay? That's what they trying to do. And it's unfortunate that a lot of young people, men and women, fall for that crap. For real. So you got to be careful in this world, okay? You have to be careful. So anyway, I ain't gonna go too far on that. I could talk about that for a whole hour. How they want to steal your energy and all of this and all of that. All right, child, that 19-year-old took $20 million out of shit. Yes, okay, and then retired from OnlyFans. See, that's what he get. Cause Cat Williams and Monique had told him to leave them young girls alone. And he just settled another lawsuit too. Did you hear about that, Betty Boo? But that's what he get. Mm-hmm. I don't feel sorry for him at all. Mm-mm. He got kids older than that girl he was fooling with. Shame on him. That's what he get. Mm-hmm. No but a predator. No but a pervert. I don't feel sorry for him at all. That's what he get. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. She talking about when you gonna put that what did she call that baby juice or whatever juice in me, and she want to have this big black baby, and Hater B said the podcast and just saying a whole lot of ridiculous stuff. I was like, oh my god, really? Girl, girl, girl. And it tripped me out because, I'm going all off the course. Let me talk about Jay Wilson. Let me finish Jay Wilson. So anyway, the town hall meeting turned into chaos because of Jay Dunn, right? So April Rain said, did you read about Lunel calling Shannon Sharp ugly? Did she? She ain't lie, he is ugly. Yes, I heard he paid $20 million in a second. Yeah, honey, he had a second lawsuit. That's what he get out there sorry for. Nope. To hear another one of them old men that never grew up, he's still a boy. He never turned into a man. Okay, they got hang-ups. They hate themselves. They hate black women, even though they came from a black woman. Just unfortunate. Okay, I am not impressed. And some people will do anything for $1. They are willing to sell their youth for $1. Okay, you got to be careful, right? Now I don't know what kind of women this what is that this ghetto is calling a baddie and whatever. What you tell 19, 20-year-old that you happen to pay for? Ghetto is that what you attracted to? Because you still a boy and you never grew up to be a man. There's some Peter Pan motherfuckers running around here, ain't it? It's unfortunate. But I don't think it's cute. Because the Bible said if a man don't work, a man don't eat. Okay, number one. If you trifling on that level. And then you got a lot of them with so-called change, willing to pay to be in the presence of youth and what they think is beauty, aka a baddie. But then you want to turn around and try to disrespect and dehumanize another black woman that you don't find that is not supposed to be a baddie or like an Instagram model type, okay? But the whole time you still gonna die alone, whether you with a baddie or something that's not your version of a baddie, because that woman that you saying that you got so much a hate for, or that woman that you want to make fun of, that's the type of woman that'll take care of your ass, okay? Like, you know what I mean? But you don't have sense enough to know that. So for that reason, you're gonna die alone, okay? And that's what you get. All right? Uh-huh. Or you get you a baddie and you get too old where she don't want to fool with you no more, and she done sucked all the money about you that she want, and then she gonna go on and be with her real boyfriend or whatever. They the same age, right? That's how that turns out. Mhm. But they like it. If they like it, I love it, child. Look at them. I just be sitting back and shaking my head. I wish I would. Nope. Nope, it's a no for me. I don't play like that. Nope. I don't play with my life. I don't play games. I'm a whole grown woman. And I can't respect so-called male if they act like that. You still a boy. You never grew up. All right? You still a baby boy. Okay. Do you? But it killed me. And then how these men around, some of these so-called gay men around here talking about women ovaries? How do you know? Like I have to say, Sir King made a good point when he was talking about Jay. And just let me say, Jay Wilson got a kick out of this whole thing. He got a good little kick. He loved his name and lights over there in that so-called town hall meeting. He loved that because when it comes to Jay Wilson, any publicity, good or bad, it's publicity, honey. It's drawing people to his channel. So he was all for this town hall against Jay Wilson. Honey, he was getting his whole life. Okay, he loved that. But I just hate that Sir King allowed it to go astray because he let Jay Dunn reign, just ride trample all over the situation. I was like, what in the world? And then he finally, after a while, drops her down. But you should have never let her up in the first place. Okay, y'all, please hit the like button. Please share the video. All right. So anyway, that's all I got, y'all. We talked about the Kimmy situation and me. We talked about which was the line bone curve. We talked about the situation concerning Room Shaker and her being ghosted. But she was cool with it. A lot of people weren't cool with it. Um, I don't understand why YTC was so aggressive about it. Jay Wilson said, I was so mad. Now you wasn't mad. Wasn't she awful? I don't feel sorry for him. He said if you see him with a black woman, he is holding her for the what? Is that what he said? Child, are you talking about who you talking about, Betty Boo? Wasn't she awful? I was so mad. I don't know what Jay was talking about. Was running the whole. Oh, you talking about? Yeah, she was awful. She ruined the whole night. Yes, she did. And I know you was getting a good kiki out of it. And I know you did not appreciate her messing with your shine, honey. Jay Wilson. I know you did not appreciate that. Okay. She was taking it off me and making it about. Don't she always? Don't she always? People ought to know by now that when she hit that link, she gonna make it about her. She's aggressive immediately. That girl is a nuisance. Okay. Why do people still let her hit their panel? Like, oh my God. Ever said, of course, Jay Wilson enjoyed it. Right. Child, I dropped down in SK chat and told him none of what they were doing. No, it don't matter to Jay Wilson. Child, a narcissist love that type of attention. It's all about exactly. He loved that child. He loved it. Child, you know it. Whenever I was yes, Shannon Sharps. Oh, Shannon Sharp, really? Did he say that with his black ass? The nerve of this country nigga. The nerve of him. But that's what he get. He deserved to lose all his money. That's what he get. Okay? I do not feel sorry for him either, Betty Boop. Not one single solitary fiber in my body feels sorry for him. All right? Because he's a he-man black woman hater. I don't feel sorry for no he-man black woman hater. I do not. I do not. Nope. Nope. But anyway, as far as Jay Wilson go, were the victims. Now you know it ain't no victims over here, only participants and volunteers. How you having a town hall without them? Well, you know, some people had grievances. A lot of people have grievances about you, Jay Wilson. You know, I have grievances about you. Do I consider myself a victim? Hell no. Cause you talk your ish, I talk my heavy mate. Don't mind talking ish back to you, honey. But I know you was loving that town hall thing. I was like, oh my God. And when I heard him announcing on Kimmy's, at first I thought he was playing. And then I went to look for the video this morning. Dang if he didn't have a town hall. And I even heard him at one point in time at the beginning of the video, a little while out after he was into it. He was saying something about like 1,300 people in the chat or something like that. Was that a YouTube mistake or did that really happen? Because it must have been real boring yesterday for that many people to be in the chat. I was like, what in the world? I thought I heard him say something like that. You know, it's round back to first or not, or maybe the middle child. I was red bottom through the video when I heard it, right? Because I knew it was gonna be. Y'all, please hit the like button if you don't mind. Please take a moment to hit the like button. But like I said, honey, when Jay was what is her name? Jay Dunn hit that pound child. I was like, you know what? This is not gonna end well. Let me start red balling. Okay. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, really? If you want to have a successful panel discussion, do not let Jay Dunn be part of the conversation. Do not do that. It's not going to end well. Child, why didn't Heidi invite Jay Dunn to make her bag? I mean, they both live in ATL. It was the live roasting for me. Now, Jay Wilson, did you see how Heidi set up Tim Blaine? Now I heard I heard Tim Blaine getting into it a little bit because he was saying one thing and she was saying, well, you didn't say this in your book and all of this and all of that. But Jay Wilson, I learned something new. Hey, kind to me. I didn't know that you and Tim Blaine had a heart to heart round up to the show. The only thing I heard about you and Tim Blaine and the show was that he was supposed to be standing over you arguing. You were just sitting down eating your food because you weren't worried about it. That's the only thing I heard, but I didn't know that you and him had a heart to heart. I was like, wow, okay. SK started SK started losing his numbers because of Jay Dunn. Yes, child. I was like, child. I joined the last 30 minutes. Somebody in the chat said Jay Dunn caused him to lose 600 people, child. So he must have had 1,300 people in chat. Well, that's what he was saying. He got 1,300 people in chat. And he's like, ain't that some kind of record? Or I heard him say that. I was like, what? That many people were in. Well, Jay Dunn. Jay Wilson was loving that child. Child. He come to the table. Oh, he came to the table and talked to me. It made him upset. Shit, I bet you did because Jay Wilson. Let me tell you something we got in common, right? I don't I am not bothered by confrontation. You know what I mean? You made some good money. That confrontation don't bother me. I just as long as I don't feel threatened. You know what I mean? I am not really moved because I said what the fuck I said and I meant it, online or offline, right? So I am not moved by confrontation. I guess it was because of my career that does not move me, right? Will I get irritated sometime online? Yes. But I get irritated even less offline when you are in my presence. I really don't have that type of back and forth offline anyway. Okay, child, right? So anyway, but I am not moved by that kind of thing. And had I went to that show, and I would have been eating my food, and somebody was standing over me, talking that nonsense about some stuff. Why you think you don't like me on the internet? I be thinking in my mind, I'm gonna smash. This mother. I don't want to do this, Lord. Don't let me have to smash this glass over this Negro's head if he come across her and try to touch my food. Okay, that's what I would have been thinking. Lord, he can say what he want to, as long as he don't start spitting this way, and as long as he don't start getting too close. He can say what the hell he wants to say. I'm gonna sit right here and eat my chicken, eat my food, whatever was in your plate, Jay Wilson. I would have done the same thing. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, child. Tim didn't want to go back to prison, child. You was very but I bet you was. I mean, I can imagine because you're very condescending. I can be very condescending as well. Like honestly. But I get that part. But Jay Wilson, let me tell you something. You are a signifying helper, okay? You are a signifying helper, all right? And one of these days, Jay Wilson, the way you be treating these, and I heard what went on with you and Vivian, and that that's your ride or die, Jay Wilson. You know that's your ride or die, okay? Child, Jim Blaine would have been smothered in barbecue sauce. Child, girl, girl. Don't say don't get too close. I just don't like to feel threatened. That's all. You can say what you want to say. I don't give a damn. I work with homeless people. I work with addicted people. And child, I've been called everything. I got a thick skin. That stuff don't bother me. Mm-mm. He said ride or live. I guess ride or live, not ride or die. Child, I don't know. But and we know that everybody is a 1099. But dang, God have mercy. It's between you and Bill, child. It's between you and Bill. But yeah, as far as the town hall, I know you loved it. I bet you got a big kick out of it. What is his name? Sir King got to be kicking himself because he allowed Jay Dunn to ruin his panel, and so many people was down there in his chat. That didn't make no sense for you. Why would you do that, Sir King? You sabotaged your own town hall meeting. I'm like, what in the world? What happened between him and Vivian? Uh, what they were saying that Jay Wilson didn't attend, her mom's funeral and whatnot, and I guess he was very sincere online, but he tell people you at 1099, but I saw him in I don't know, I don't know. He made some good money, especially if he put the commercials in. You right about that, Jay Wilson. But it could have been a very successful town hall, a surviving Jay Wilson town hall, had he not let it be sabotaged by Jay Dunn. I can't believe Sir King supposed to be smarter than that. I'm like, what in the what? Child. I don't like people standing over me. Yeah, that's what I mean, baby. But don't get too close. We good. As long as you don't get too close, we good. Okay. J Dunn messed that ass up so bad. 1.4 people to 500. Oh, he went from 1.4 people to 500? Oh, no. For real, Max Boogie? Wow. She asked us not to come. She asked us not to come. Also, people doesn't know what happened. You just let them assume Jay Wilson. Okay. And Love Blake saying 1.5. 1.5 people down to 500? So he lost 1,000 people because of Jay Dummy? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Child, what is wrong? Sir King, what was you thinking? That could have been some good content and you let that girl mess it up. Y'all please take a moment to hit the like button. That is weird. Wow, the numbers dropped that low. Child, yes, it messed up. True. Child. I'm thinking, was it a YouTube glitch or was it really that many people in there? And if it was really that many people in there and it wasn't a glitch, you messed up your whole show by letting that one clown get up there and totally deflect away from the conversation. I bet Jay Wilson was mad because it's supposed to have been about him. He couldn't even hear about him for Jay Dunn taking over. Okay? You know Jay Wilson didn't appreciate that. He wanted to hear people grievances. But no. He got to deal with Jay Dunn. I'm like, girl, I'm child. Child. Also, Tulsa was saying people were trying to pay her and Jay Dunn that. Really? Yeah, I heard that part. And Tulsa was like, I'm just going to go on and get down. Yeah, I heard that part. Jay Dunn will make Jesus Christ himself shake his head. And why I know that's right. That's why Tulsa left. Child, hot mess on the street, Miss O. How low can you go? GM chatting Miles. Hey, number one caller. He tried to be nice. Child, you can't be nice to that demon. He tried to be nice. But he seen that drop and realized she messed it up and finally dropped it. Honey, he waited too long to drop her, okay? Ooh, it sure was a whole setup. Cause she came up there to steal, kill, and destroy, okay? Mm-mm-mm. You heard it was $200. What was $200 one raising? Miss Olivia, can you do the town hall? No, ma'am, I cannot. Well, it's already been a hit. Shakim got that undercover because he doing hit pieces out on his version of the state of the sector is a hit piece on Jay Dunn. He doing a good job. Let him continue doing what he doing, child. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she made it about Jay Dunn like somebody cared. Girl, stop. She wants somebody to care about her raggedy ass so bad she don't know. Girl, nobody cares. Go away, child. Do you know his channel? SK. It's called Sir King. That's the name of his channel, Sir King. Just type it in your YouTube search. The upload says 5.4K views. Okay. Sir King wasn't accepting money for drops. I didn't see that. You know what I mean? To drop Jay Dunn. Oh, you think he made $200 for dropping Jay Dunn and Tulsa? But yeah, I didn't know he was accepting money to drop. Hey, soul sister. And Max said Sir King wasn't accepting monies for drops. So I don't know. I don't know. Y'all please hit the like button. Please hit the like. How many likes? Do I have 100 likes, y'all? Do I even have 50? Can y'all help your girl out? Then after he dropped Jay Dunn, she went to threatening his. No, I believe it. He didn't take any money for drops. Okay. She wouldn't have threatened his. That's how she do. That's how she do, honey. She is obnoxious. She is mentally ill. It is something wrong with her. Okay. You think it was a glitch? I was thinking maybe it could have been, but I don't know. I don't know. I was like, wow, that's a lot of people over there, just six. 65 from 133. Yeah, please take a moment, y'all, if you don't mind, to hit the like button. I'm just trying to get to 100 likes. I got 65. We on the way. Tulsa just left. JD stayed. Yep. Because all of a sudden he had 1,500 in people in there. Right. I was thinking, was that a glitch? Like what? Well, I got 69 likes, y'all. It's climbing. It's climbing. We working on it. It's a struggle, baby. Well, we coming up on the rough side of the mountain this morning, child. Okay. But yeah, the whole thing was just sabotaged. It was just she sabotaged it. So, but that ain't the first time. I hate when people. You got a couple of people that just come up. The panel. It's scary. It can be a good conversation. This happen all the time, and you got that one person coming up there making it about them or changing the whole trajectory of the conversation. I can't stand that crap. That really bothers me. Okay. Perhaps not true, but I am convinced that Jay Dunn does. I am too. I am too. I am too. Does have Asperger's or is autistic. She focuses on one subject like a dog with a bone. She don't have no self discipline. She don't have no social skills. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. Like for real. First two albums of her was chat right. As I said, I scrubbed some good people was hitting the link. Even binary code hit the link over there. And he was opposed to being defending Jay Wilson or something like that all the time. You right? Yeah, I don't know why people do that to themselves. Like, sir, can you sabotage yourself? Like you really did. And I know that pissed Jay Wilson out. But Jay Wilson wanted to be about him, baby. He get a kick out of that, child. And she just started yelling for no reason. She come up there aggressive. She's real aggressive. Soon as she hit the link, telling people what they are and are not gonna do on that child, but cuss her out and drop her ass so fast. Child. No ma'am. 1300 in chat down to 600 because of her. Made no sense. She's a horrible person. Kwame is gonna catch up with her and what show is love cash. You got that right. Mm-hmm. You got that absolutely right. My God. That many people? Ooh, child. Cause of her nonsense. That don't make no sense. Just took over the whole show and ruined it. Oh my God. Oh girl. But it was a good idea. It was a good idea initially, Sir King, but it's too bad that you couldn't follow through with what you was trying to accomplish because of Jay Dunn. That's the only mistake you made. You sabotaged your whole town hall meeting because of that chaos demon. That's what sabotaged your show. Ooh, okay. I seen Kwani up there. I ain't heard Kwani on the link in a while. So I guess she's slowly coming back to the B section. I heard her on somebody else's link too. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear I thought I did. But I could be wrong. But I don't know. But I think she slowly, is coming back to the sector or whatever. You know what I mean? So, I was happy to see Kwani or whatnot. Tim Blaine, I didn't expect him to pop up. I didn't expect Hottie Fly to pop up. And I'm like, oh, okay. Could have been a great show. Like for real. Yeah. I guess we'll never know now. Um any live I'm watching when she clicks the link. I know that's right, Betty Boot, right? He could have had a great show. He sure could have sold sister. I hate it with sabotage. I hate that he allowed her to sabotage his show like that. That girl is uncouth and uncivilized, okay? She is absolutely uncouth and I bet even her dog was turning her ass, okay? Child, did Kwani ever leave? Honestly, LOL. I mean, no, you know what I mean? But, she really wasn't active over here. So I think she get ready to activate again. You know what I mean? I don't know, child. I don't know. But yeah, it is what it is, child. Child, that's the town hall that could have been great, okay? Like was that little what they used the story tell the little engine that could what they tell the babies. Honey, that is the town hall meeting that could have been great. It could have been really good content, you know. And I really think if it was getting real deep, Jay Wilson might have hit the link his dang self. Okay, but it didn't get that deep because the conversation kept getting diverted away from the topic. The topic was Jay Wilson, but it turned into a conversation about Jay Dunn raggedy ass because she do that all the time. I was like, child, I cannot. Mm-mm, nope. It was no rhyme or reason for her to be up there. And actually, if we're talking about victims, she victimized Jay Wilson because she doxed him and put his phone number on her community wall. So that means he was a victim of her, right? Child, no, he wasn't mad. He got a good little kiki out of it. It was about him too. Child, please. He want to bring more. That's just bringing more people in, more publicity and free advertisement to his channel, honey. Uncle, why would he be mad about it? He probably got some good little coin behind it. He got some faithful followers over there. You know, he got some good donators. But like I said in the beginning, Sir King made a couple of great points about the situation when it comes to Jay Wilson. I would have to agree with Sir King about a lot of what he said. I agree. I absolutely agree. I ain't gonna lie. It just got sidetracked by that monster. Okay? By that monster. I mean, that monster. Yes, it did. Mm-mm. But anyway, I guess that's all I got, y'all. We're gonna have to see what's gonna go on this week. If anything, it's been kind of dry around here. That's why I didn't even bother to go live this weekend. It wasn't nothing to talk about so much on the YouTube streets, but there's always something going on in the real world. I've been, paying attention to what's going on in DC, and challenge is a very scary situation. We talked about it the other day. These people still don't understand that doxing It's a federal crime. You got that right, Love Chaos. But they'll understand when they finally get hemmed up by doing that, okay? Because every day, every week, the every year, the internet laws are getting better and better as it pertains to people doing wrong to people do it via the internet, okay? The laws are getting stronger and stronger every day, you know. And so, yeah, people is catching up to that nonsense as they should, as they should. Lord have mercy. But all I got to say, Sir King, is it was a good idea. It could have been some good content, but you let Jay Dunn mess up your whole show, dude. That ain't no shade. It's just the truth. Even you know it's the truth. Make it so bad. Even he knows it's the truth, y'all. But it was a great concept, though. Yeah, the hotline, the FBI still works. I heard that. Exactly. Docs me and I sue him. I heard that. Love chaos. Everybody have a blessed day. Oh, you too, Betty Boop. Yeah, and thanks for joining. Thanks for participating. Yeah, I'm gonna get out there myself. I don't know if I got to 100 likes or not, but I know we was on the way. But thank you guys for being so interactive in the chat, and helping me with the tea. You know what I mean? And I hope you guys enjoyed my commentary. Of course, not everybody enjoys my commentary, but y'all know I'm gonna say what I got to say. Okay, it is what it is. I've been around here too long. Okay, to not say what the hell it is I want to say. All right, child. Everybody have I heard you have a wonderful day. 79. Can y'all please hit the like button on your way out the door? That's all you got to do. I'm not asking for no money. I'm not asking for no money. I'm asking for you to hit the like button. Thank you, Lil Blake. Lil Blake said I enjoyed it. You enjoyed the Sir King or this show, honey, or both, child? Mm-mm. But like I said, as far as the Sir King thing, bye bye rum raisin, thank you. It just got sabotaged. I think she doing this stuff on purpose, make it so bad. Both. Okay, Lil Blake, thank you. And I'm sure he thanks you too. Next time he do something like that, what I mean, I'm sure not to let that thing on his line. There's a reason why she is barred from almost everybody's panel, Sir King. You know that you're a smart guy. Don't no sir, don't be doing that. And I know you was trying to be loyal because you said she hit the link first and got the ball rolling, but don't do that. You ain't gotta let her sabotage your stuff, man. And that ain't even that's to anybody that entertain that fool. Okay? That goes to anybody. Why in the world is y'all letting her up there? She don't mean you no good. He said he is loyal to people. Yeah, but that's ridiculous. You are turning into a whole boo boo show. That's what it turned into. I was like, sure. Because I had clicked on this morning to make sure, so I can, listen in peace and, and read about in peace and all this and all that. Because I thought it was going to be some good commentary coming out of it. But, child, after I heard that, seen that Chaos Demon hit that link, I was like, honey, let me go on the red ball. Let me hit the red ball. Because this going to be a hot mess. As soon as I seen that thing come up there, I knew it was going to be a hot mess. Yes, I did. Mm-hmm. With Jay Dunn, you have to treat her like I guess people do at a funeral. You get 2 minutes, Chad. You don't get no minutes with me. You get up, gotten cash out. But because of I guess because of her, he didn't. Child, I don't know. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Good morning, Angie C. You have to go back and be part of the replay. Yes, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. But if you came in late, please go back and be part of the replay game. Recapped a couple of shows that I watched over the weekend. A couple of events that were happening. Please go back. I love my replay game. Peoples, love them. Y'all please hit that like button on your way out the door. I'm going to get off of here. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Monday. We know that Monday is childless hour. Ooh, Lord, it's just a Monday, okay? But I'm gonna hey, Deanna, how you doing, girl? But we gonna get through it and it's gonna be all right. All right. Lord have mercy. But anyway, y'all have a blessed day. Have a wonderful day. Please be part of the replay gang once again. Please hit that like button about the day. Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for dropping down and saying, hey, have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful week. Okay, let me get out here. I love you guys in the way that Christ loves you. Y'all be careful out there as well as out here on these internet streets. And I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Bye bye. Peace.